The Big Show on Kiss 92.
Why is my hair so flat on the Big Show TV? Anyway, we're on the Big Show and the Big Show TV, and our guests for this morning, Dr. Geraldine Tan from the Therapy Room, and we also have Michelle Tay, the Director for Programs at the Singapore Kindness Movement. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Doctor. Hey, I just want to ask you, Michelle, are you a Taylor Swift fan?
Oh, yes. I wore this 3 years ago and nobody really got it.
Right.
My predecessor, Dr. Wan, who was like, "What's shake it off?"
Shake it up.
And finally they got it, right? Yeah.
So you were at the concert?
Unfortunately, no, I couldn't get
Oh,
tickets.
no.
Okay.
Oh, no. Oh,
But I was
dear.
enjoying outside, like the other Singaporeans.
Okay.
I mean, that's fine. What do you think? A new album? You like it?
Trying to like it.
You see, I'm the other way
wow.
around.
I
I
love
hate
it.
Taylor Swift.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
and then,
the moment this album came out, I can't stop listening to it.
I love the new album.
So I think it's a more a mature album, for her.
Ah, okay.
I don't like kiddie stuff.
Right. It's not so bubblegum pop.
I thought she
you're
was
saying.
like a bubblegum
Yeah.
popish artist for the longest time, but
Okay.
now it's like, woo.
She's
starting to
growing
get
into
serious.
herself.
She's growing
Yes,
up,
yes.
yeah.
So very smart, huh? That's why she's a billionaire
Yep.
right now.
That's why she's breaking records left, right,
Yeah.
and center.
But okay, let's be kind. I think.
yes.
Yes,
Being
let's-
great.
Yeah.
So the second part of the thing is being greater.
Okay.
Which is the Singapore Kindness Movement campaign of how can we be a greater version of ourselves, right? We always want to challenge ourselves to be greater,
Yeah.
whichever way, whether is it doing a simple kind act for the day or doing
Yeah.
something else,
And of course, our darling Dr. Geraldine Tan. How are you guys?
darling, oh,
yes,
sweet.
of course. At least my darling. So, how's the Therapy Room collaborating with the Singapore Kindness Movement?
Well, we stumbled upon the SKM, almost 10 years ago, and then we were helping to do assembly talks. I remember at that
Yes.
time there were a lot of assembly talks, and we were doing, I can't remember a lot of the topics, but one topic stood out, which was bullying. So we would go in as a team and we would do a skit to the little ones, whether it is secondary school or the primary school. So it was really fun.
I'm just quite humble about it because
I'm sure there's a lot more, right?
there's a lot more. Yeah, in fact, come May the 18th, we're going to induct her as a voice of loving kindness.
Oh, wow. Finally.
So she's like going to lend a voice to SKM to spread
wow.
more kindness.
Oh.
She's been doing
Nice.
so much good work. I think it's time to recognize her.
And
for
she's
that.
always so humble about it.
Yes,
Imposter syndrome. You
okay.
suffer
she's
from
doing
that.
kindness
Okay.
here. She's going overseas.
I'm gonna
doing kind acts and
blush,
things
but
like that.
because I think everybody plays a part. Nobody does it alone, And I just want to share.
You see?
This
You see,
this
she talks about
morning.
that. She wants to share.
Remember last week y'all were asking about Kinder Bueno or
Yeah, yeah.
Rocher?
Yes.
Yes.
And I was like, okay,
Battle of the
today
Brands.
I'm going to come in, I'm going to buy it for all of you. But I was like, okay, I don't want to cause splitting. And then I saw this. I was like, oh, it's on sale. Where is it supposed to go? Yen. And so I bought the whole tray and the person stared at me, right?
Yeah.
And I carried it all the way from Somerset like crazy person. But at the cross junction, just opposite
You took a train?
Yeah, I took a train.
With that in your hand.
yes. And I was going to be silly and just carry. But the loveliest thing happened at the traffic light. There was a lady that came up and say, "You got this from 7-Eleven?" I said, "Yes." Said, "Oh, how much are they?" I said, $1 each. And she said, "Oh, what a good idea. I'm going to get it for my students." Yeah. And she said, you gave me such a great idea.
Oh, so you spread the news and the kindness.
So Banu from Patron, Patron, I think it's secondary school, she's going to get these for her students.
Oh,
So she's
very cool.
it's just rolling forward. I thought I was just being silly and having fun. That's my motivator. And then I'm like, oh my God, Banu, the kids are going to be so happy. And she said, yes, they're going to be so happy.
only thing she'll have to buy 4 sets of these.
Like 40
Probably.
students or something, right?
I don't know, but I will
Thank
give
you.
it out now, so
Okay,
we
okay.
can all have it. It's actually for all of you. Oops.
Throw it over.
Oh no, I cannot.
Then it will crack. And one for Cheyenne, because I know Cheyenne wants
Cheyenne.
one. Look at Cheyenne.
I have to say, the yen now is smaller than before.
Shrinkflation.
A bit bigger, but maybe they just, it's all really compact now into one. But it's very nice. Very nice. Thank you so much, Jerry.
Thank
No
you, Dr.
worries.
Jerry.
Let's continue this conversation on the Big Show TV, okay? Ariana Grande is next. This is Bye. No. Stay. You're on Kiss 92.
You know, I always had an issue with these crackers and dips because I always found that they didn't give enough dip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There
Then
was
you use your
too
finger.
much chocolate. No, there was too much. Too much biscuit.
Yeah.
Too much biscuit, not enough dip.
You must
You know?
always have more chocolate than biscuit.
Of course. Then you can use your finger.
Yes.
Then you can use your finger.
Yes.
But thank you, Dr. Jerry.
No worries, no
Thank you very
worries.
much.
And
Then
it's
the rest,
just
who are you
gonna.
giving?
Yeah, exactly.
Save one for Shalini.
It can go another round. Yeah.
You know, there actually is Sophia from SKM also, but she is running a little late because of traffic.
Oh, is she coming?
Oh, okay.
She's coming, huh?
Okay.
She's not coming on, but but she's coming.
You know,
Okay.
it's interesting that we talk about kindness today, right? And the whole movement. I just want to bring this up because I've noticed this. I don't drive anymore, so I use buses and trains, or Grab.
Yeah.
And I have found that when you take trains now, the group of people I find the most polite are students.
Yes.
It's the students who will readily give up the seat for someone. It's the students who will move in.
The
and
students won't be rude to senior citizens.
No, but I see it as a really kind act, giving up that
Yes.
chair or moving in so that other people can get on the train.
Being
And it's-
aware of your surroundings.
Being aware,
It's the school kids who are really good at it.
That's right.
I think SKM goes into schools and shares.
It is part
that,
of their
right?
curriculum of
Yeah.
senior
Right,
education.
right.
Yes, that's right.
Well, it is working.
But
Whatever you're doing, it's
what if
working.
you refuse, let's say? Because there are many older people, right, who, I mean, if, let's say, the younger generation wants to give up their seats or whatever, they'll go like, no, it's okay. Some people
That's right.
might even get a little bit, offended.
You think I'm
Do you?
pregnant? Ah?
Normally, if I've got the disc problem now. So if someone gives up the seat,
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
take
slip
it.
disc.
I'll take it. But normally, if a kid says, have my seat, I'll go, no, you take it, because it's usually in the evening.
Why?
Because the kid's had a hell of a day. He's gone through school. He's gone through tuition and ECA
See how
and everything
kind
else.
this man is?
He's
Yes.
tired. He's tired. I'm just on the train going to a supermarket or something,
Yeah.
So the kid is tired.
I like that because, and I'm glad that we talk about that because I actually was thinking about it also. How do you reject a person? And remember,
Kindly, right?
Kindly,
yeah,
yes.
we spoke about changing our language.
Yeah.
The immediate word that you said was no.
No.
What about saying something different?
Like?
No, thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
bud.
you.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Or exactly what you said. You've had a long day, my dear.
Yeah.
You sit down.
Yeah.
I don't need a
exactly
seat, yeah.
what
Yeah.
what you've thought about, but
The
said
language.
in words.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, rather than
Okay.
no.
Yeah.
So the no is a negative sort of slap
Right,
to the
right,
person,
right. Okay,
right?
okay.
And it might be
Yeah.
a deterrent for the person to try and do it again to someone
Correct.
else, right?
And
Correct.
everyone else is watching in the cabin, right?
Never
Correct.
thought of that.
And they
Never
hear
thought
it
of
as
that.
well.
Yes.
Because your motivator, your intention is very clear.
Yeah.
And it's very, pure.
Yeah.
So if we can communicate that, I mean, that is part of kindness also, the
Yeah.
communication part, right? Yeah, that would be very useful
Okay.
for the giver,
Yeah.
because a gift is only, good if it's being received.
And
And
appreciate
you want
it.
to
Yeah.
know that it is being received.
Yeah. So everyone's going, Flying Dutchman, Flying Dutchman. There's the Flying Dutchman.
So, Michelle, Singapore Kindness Day is on the 20th of May. World Kindness Day is
17th of May.
Oh,
sorry.
we've been saying 20th. Okay,
Wait, what is on the
17th.
17th?
The
Is it
Singapore Kindness Day.
Singapore. Then world?
13th of
November.
November 13th.
So why the
Oh.
difference? I mean, why did you
I
guys
think
choose a
what you
different
want to
date?
do is to follow the Ministry of Education's calendar.
Oh,
So
it's
it
an
follow-
actual day.
Yes,
Oh, okay,
yes. So
okay.
it's supposed to be the second last Friday of term 2.
Okay.
Just before they
Oh.
break for the exams, you want to inject more kindness.
Oh,
and-
right,
So it changes every year.
Yes,
No.
Second
the
last,
dates
yeah.
could change
Oh,
because
I
it's a Friday.
see.
Right. It's a Friday. Is it a day off for the kids? No, it's not.
Hey,
right?
why are they making things so what do you call complicated? The Ministry of Education.
No, they follow the holiday calendar
They-
basically,
the school
right?
holiday
The
Just
school
calendar.
pick
Yes.
one day and be done
And just-
with it, lah.
Yeah, then if
It's
it
hard
falls
for
on
us
a
to remember like
Sunday,
that.
no, it's like Mother's Day changes
like
every
Mother's
year
Day.
as well,
Yeah,
right?
it's a
Second Sunday of May.
Yes.
I don't like it.
Okay, well,
But choosing a day
I
is
want like one
choosing a
fixed
day.
day.
Yeah.
Choosing a day is the second Sunday of May.
yeah, that is the day.
You've chosen the day.
Yeah, that's the day. This one is the second last Friday of the term.
Yes.
There you
Second
go.
last Friday of, how about the month?
Yeah, of the month.
Because
of the
people
month.
like
It's
we don't
tricky.
even understand the term, and
You don't know when the
you know what
term
I mean,
is,
the
yeah.
school term is, so
Yes,
it's hard
yes,
for
we need to
regular
check,
people like
yeah.
us to remember that day. If you say like, okay, the second maybe Friday of
Yeah.
that particular month, then okay,
It's
maybe.
the second last Friday of May.
like
basically,
Mother's Day,
right?
for example.
Yeah, but in this sense, because there's 5 weeks in May, this year, we're going to complicate things.
Okay.
My
Even
goodness.
Dr. Jerry, I'm really enjoying the yen yen. Thank
Oh
you very
my
much.
god! Can everybody enjoy with you?
Exactly.
So cute.
We only for show only. I don't take sugar anymore.
Oh my
It's like-
goodness! I'm actually very curious. How does SKM define kindness? Because I have all the definition and everything, but I'm actually curious.
So kindness is something that's inside, you can't really see, right? So we look at the like an iceberg model where it's that deep down water that you can't see. So how you express it outwards, it's graciousness, the gracious acts that you do. So inside gracious, there are various pillars that we looked at, which is, things like showing courtesy, consideration, and appreciation, gratitude. Yeah. Because sometimes we say it's a gracious gesture to give up your seat. But whether or not your intention
is different.
Yeah, it's different. But research has also shows that the more gracious acts you do, ideally you also change your inside to be kinder.
Can people be taught kindness?
We're all born to be kind. It's in our DNA. Yes. It's just that how the society shapes us or molds us to be. That's the part of the family upbringing, values, and things like that.
Well, speaking of society, do you think Singapore is a gracious society?
I think we are kind. Yeah. I think
Immediate
we could be-
company.
I think
We're kind, gracious.
I think we're
Okay,
getting
let's
there.
define again. Come.
Let's define it, on air.
Good morning, Singapore, and welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for today and every Tuesday is Dr. Geraldine Tan from the Therapy Room. And today we have joining her on the show the Director for Programs at the Singapore Kindness Movement, Michelle Tay. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me.
Michelle, how would you define kindness?
So if you look at the iceberg model, right, kindness, it's something down deep, right below, that's inside of us. You can feel it when you receive an act of kindness. But how you see kindness as an outward expression, that's graciousness. So the gracious acts that you do, like for example, you give up your seat, that's an act of kindness. There are various pillars such as values of courtesy, consideration, and gratitude. Yes.
I like what you said earlier because I asked if kindness can be taught, and Michelle said we're all born kind. It's society that shapes us to become something else or remain
Yes.
kind, right?
So kindness is more caught than thought, right? We always try to encourage parents, whatever that you're doing now, your kids are watching you.
Yeah.
It's easier to actually catch, how people behave for kindness than rather teach them how to be kind.
That's
Yeah.
true. True. Yeah, that's true.
Funny, growing up, I think maybe I was brought up like in a slightly different way, right? So I'm quite expressive, right?
Yeah.
So it's either I'm in a good mood, very good mood, or I can be in a bad mood. Like for example, on the golf course. Okay, if I'm playing well, because it's like etiquette, right? I mean, you're riding in the buggy around the golf course and all that, and sometimes when you see people, you just wave, if you're, But then if I'm playing badly, it's like I can't be bothered to wave at anybody. I'll just drive past. I won't even look at the person. Which is actually quite bad, actually.
Yeah.
But I feel like deep down inside, I'm kind. So I guess what I'm trying to say here is that here in Singapore, right, sometimes we come across unpleasant people, right? Should we be understanding? Is that kind in itself to be understanding that someone might not be in a good place?
Yeah, of course.
And
all
that's the
good
reason
good,
why
yeah.
they're
That's
not
empathy,
kind.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
we have to be kind. Everyone is struggling or fighting their own battles. So how
Yeah.
I mean, if you're having a bad day on the golf course and you're not waving to anybody,
Yeah.
because if you did wave, it would be fake.
Yeah, and I don't think anyone's going to
fake.
judge you for not waving as
Yeah.
you go by.
And that's the thing, you see. Sometimes I feel like, maybe it's better to be fake than to...
no,
No.
absolutely
Yeah, I mean,
not.
just because it's like simple, right? Just like, just a half-hearted smile and raise your
Yeah.
hand.
You know
that
what?
kind of
When
thing.
we were in Australia a couple of weeks ago, and you know how the Australian society is slightly different from Singapore. Every person you walk past on the street, you say good morning, you say hello, you smile, you do.
Yeah.
Singapore, you can really get through your day without saying hello to anybody, right?
Yeah.
But I found in Australia, when I felt like saying hello, I would. When I felt like smiling, I would. And when I didn't, I just put my head down and maybe looked at my phone or something like that.
Right.
So I feel like you can choose when you want to say hello, but it doesn't make you unkind.
Yeah.
You know, you can choose when you want to wave to that
But-
person in the other buggy.
Yeah, but
It doesn't
sometimes you need-
matter.
Sometimes I feel like you need to be consistent. Yeah, I
No,
feel
no,
like-
no, no. You don't need to be. Nobody is in a good mood all the time.
I think let's look at it slightly differently. I think you mentioned the word motivator or the motivation behind. So motivation, being kind, the motivation is the desire to help another person and not to gain reward or punishment. That's why teaching kindness seems so strange, so contrite. And I guess I've got the red card.
Yes, you've got the red card. It's right on Jerry while
yeah.
she's speaking. Okay, anyway, we'll go back and talk about the rest of what we've been speaking about on the Big Show TV. It's 8:17.
But that goes back to what Glenn was saying. Should he be fake and wave, or should he just carry on with his moody attitude and carry on?
I see that as professionalism, like even in
No,
our
but
trade.
who
right?
are you trying to please, though?
Exactly.
The other
Exactly.
person. You
So
know
what
I
I'm saying
mean?
is, I personally don't care, but and
Other
I
people
think
might
people
say
know me
something.
for that, right?
Yeah.
But other people who are not known for just expressing themselves and like being in a bad mood as and
Don't
when.
care what other people think.
No, this,
Okay.
it's
As long as you guys are fine.
It's the same thing with me. I will not say sorry unless I mean it.
Yeah.
And I brought my kids up to not say sorry unless they mean it.
Yeah.
They do something wrong at home. Don't just go sorry, Dad.
Yeah.
When
What are you sorry for?
What are you sorry
Yeah.
for? When you realize that, then you come to me for sorry.
But Singapore is a society that everything is sorry.
Yeah.
You know, like when you're trying to get through two people that are walking, say, and blocking your way, it's not your fault that they're in your way, but instead of saying excuse me, they say I'm sorry. So it comes around very easily in
The
Singapore.
word doesn't mean anything anymore.
No, it doesn't mean anything because of that, I feel.
Yeah.
So I had a thought, right? Like, and I can hear all your opinions. Being nice. So we talk about being kind. If I flip it around and I ask, what does being nice mean? What would you say?
Warm and receptive.
Would you actually say that? Just because we started with being kind, so you thought
Respectful.
about
Oh yeah, respectful.
I'd say respectful.
Respectful.
to
Yeah,
other
I agree
people's
with Angel.
feelings and,
Respectful.
yeah.
Non-judgmental.
non-judgment. But when we ask children, what does being nice mean?
What
More
does it mean?
often than not, they will say, you're not mean, you're not rude, you're not disrespectful, you're not giving attitude. The not word
very
comes
negative.
in. Yeah, it's very interesting because we talk about being kind, but they come with the perspective of I should not be doing something.
But I-
and that's
Yeah.
in response to why we keep saying sorry.
Yeah, but you said negative, right? I don't consider that negative.
I
Like
do.
for
I
a
do.
child,
I do.
in the eyes of a child, because they get scolded, let's
Because
say
that's
by
what
their
they're taught.
teacher
That's what
or
they're
by
taught.
their parents. So to them, when you talk about kindness, it's not being like this and not being like that.
I-
But it's not negative.
I agree with
I
Glenn.
feel it's negative.
I agree
think
with
it's
Glenn
negative.
because it is negative. But Glenn's got a point. It's because parents tell their children you should not do this.
Yeah.
Teachers tell the children you should not do this. So not becomes part of their life.
Correct.
And
Yes.
instead of
Yes.
saying try to be kind, let's
Yes.
try and be
Respectful.
respectful, let's try and work it another way. They're always saying don't do this, don't do that, don't be naughty, don't be unkind, don't be disrespectful. So the kids immediately have that language in their head.
Yeah.
I cannot be disrespectful, I cannot be unkind,
Correct.
instead of saying I can and I should be respectful and kind.
Correct. So even in the example that you gave, right, and you tell the child, no, you sit,
Yeah.
or you should
Yeah.
not be
Yeah.
standing
Same
up
thing.
Yeah.
because you are tired, not me. So it's the you should not. So suddenly the action becomes wrong.
Wrong. Yeah, I
I
see
mean,
it now.
what,
Yes.
what is
I agree.
your
So
thought?
similar to how we try to promote kindness on social media, right? We thought let's not talk about cyberbullying anymore. It should be about cyber kindness.
Yeah.
How do we become upstanders and not just bystanders looking at everyone being bullied online?
Yeah. And somehow online, everyone feels like they need to be mean.
Because
I
they're
don't know
behind a screen.
Yeah.
They're not
Yeah.
up front. You ask that person to come up to you and say what they did on your Instagram. 99% of the people won't do it.
Right.
You know, because they feel like they're protected.
Yes.
They're in a different geographical
Yeah.
location from you.
Correct.
You
And
know?
even texting or WhatsApping,
Yeah, they're not
same
together.
thing, right?
Yes.
A lot of the time, you know, whatever messages you get, for example, does not is not the same as when you see the person.
No, it's not
in-
the same.
in
It's not
real
the
life.
same. Because conversations have become so lost behind social media
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
That's right.
and all that. So, what is SKM doing for us as a whole, a society?
I think we target across various age groups, right? So from the very young, since preschool, I would love to say babies, we teach kids the 5 magic words: please, sorry, thank you, excuse me, and you're welcome. So
Okay.
these are the basic manners that we try to encourage kids to say, because the more they say, the more they do it, the more it will be ingrained in part of them. Of course, we have programs across the schools to encourage them to want to do change among the community. In the public space, that's why we have more voices of kindness. We want to encourage more ground-up movements to pursue whatever cause that they are passionate about kindness. But this Kindness Day really centers on the value of appreciation. How can we encourage someone who has been kind to you, regardless of whatever that person has done, just to show a little act of kindness, whether it's saying thank you, writing a note of thanks, or even giving that person a phone call. Maybe we should encourage everyone, hey, just pick up the phone. Yes,
Yeah.
just give that person.
I think a lot of people have phones. They've forgotten how to dial.
I think a good start is with the Gen Zers, especially because they're so into texting and emojis and acronyms and stuff like that. Is to encourage video notes, voice notes.
Yes.
They love recording anyway. You know, I've started dropping my whole family voice notes instead of text because I find a lot of stuff gets lost in translation.
Yeah, for sure.
And the amount of time that it takes you to text is longer than sending a voice note or a video note.
Yeah.
You know, just
Yeah.
put your phone up. You're recording yourself for stories anyway, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Put your phone up. Hey, mom, how are you? And then just thinking about you. Done. Can you imagine how much that would make someone smile?
Yeah.
You know?
Mol's come across on our Facebook page and she says, she says Singaporeans are kind. They're just generally inarticulate.
Oh.
And
So
I
they
think-
can't
And I think
verbally
stressed as well.
express
Yeah.
ourselves.
express.
Inarticulate.
Inarticulate.
Unable
That
to.
is quite
express.
rude.
So how do we articulate that, right? So it was
Singaporean
very
inarticulate.
interesting this morning in the Grab. The first thing the Grab driver, taxi uncle looked at me and said, "Good morning, have you had breakfast?" Yep. On the way here in the washroom, the cleaner lady looked at me and said, "早安，你好." This morning, Glenn, the first thing he asked me was, "Yes, have you had
Had
breakfast?"
breakfast.
So I
That's
think the
their
we
way of
express it-
saying, yeah.
Yes.
That's the way of saying,
That's
I
right.
care for you.
It's our Singaporean way of
Yeah. It's not how are you, you know?
No, yeah.
It's have you eaten?
Yes.
Exactly.
It's,
Yeah.
it's translated from Mandarin, right? 你吃了吗?
吃了
Right? That's the
Yeah.
first thing
Yeah.
that they
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
right?
假波
Yeah.
假巴杯 yeah.
Yeah.
I cannot do Hokkien but
But you're Hokkien. Are you Hokkien?
no.
Okay,
Perfect.
let's go back on air. Kindness starts with each and every one of us.
That is true.
Good morning and welcome to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guests for today, Dr. Geraldine Tan from the Therapy Room, as well as Singapore Kindness Movement's Director for Programs, Michelle Tay.
Okay, ladies, a couple of things have come across.
Yes.
You can comment on this. Debster comes across and says,
Debster, good morning.
Morning.
Hello, Debster.
Yep. I would say that we are gracious, but sometimes we are too busy and we tend to forget or get too engrossed in our phones and we don't notice what's going around us. That's number one. Wong Ah Lun comes across, and this is really whacking the bee's nest, okay? Singaporeans are too self-entitled to be kind.
Okay,
Michelle,
Thoughts?
what do you think?
what do you think?
I think we're so self-absorbed on our phones, really. We should really learn to look up and see what's around us. That's true. Yeah, but in our graciousness survey that we do, we love to measure things, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. The studies actually recognizes or checks into people whether have they done an act of kindness, have they witnessed an act of kindness, or have they received an act of kindness
Should this be daily?
in the past year. Yeah, so we measure across
Oh, right.
various areas where they have done or received act of kindness. And interestingly, the youths are actually showing a very big amount of improvement. Yes. Yeah.
So who's doing the worst? Tell us. Come on.
I think the seniors maybe.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
Because they're, maybe they have more time, they are enjoying themselves a little bit more better, and they don't need to think about, being a bit more empathetic.
I
towards
see. So they are
others.
the entitled ones, is it? Alun was talking about entitled people.
It's very strange. So, I mean, when you say the seniors teach. So say the boomers teach the Gen Xers or the, whatever it is, the hierarchy, right? So where are the Gen Zers learning this from, if not the seniors?
It could be. I think the other thing that we want that shows up is that the seniors actually want more patience from the young people because they're aging, right? Come on, dementia is going to fall in. We're going to have an aging population real soon. So how can we have more patience with them? Because we're all on our phones, right? So far.
No, that's true. Because whenever I try and help my mom with some tech issue, right, I get very frustrated.
Oh.
Because it's so quick for me.
That's right.
And when I try and teach her, okay, I slow it down, but I still don't slow it down enough because they can't quite grasp
it.
that everything is happening behind.
What is she trying to learn, though?
No, I mean, just anything, like a message will pop up, Google will send her this, she'll be like panicking, thinking everything will be deleted or, because they don't understand it. So I am guilty of not showing enough patience to older people when teaching them stuff of today.
Yeah, so the seniors really want patience from us. I think that's something that we need to look at because it's very easy for me to go and teach a senior in the workplace, right? Okay, this is how you do it. But when you go back home, it's a different story. Sometimes we get agitated because, we had a long day, our emotions charged.
And they're your parents, right? Yes. Sometimes we don't show them as much kindness as we should.
You don't have a habit of sparring with your mom?
No,
Ooh,
why?
I spar with my mom all the time. No. So I'm like rude to her, and she's rude to me back.
My
and I'm like,
gosh.
up to a certain point, then she's like, don't forget I'm your mom. Then, okay, that's it. Finish.
But that's your
argument is over.
That's your love language.
That's our love language.
That's the way y'all communicate. You're not bullying her. She can stand up for herself.
Of course,
right?
by just playing the mother card. That's it. I'm your mother. Stop it. Okay.
Yes, mom.
I want to go back to something Glenn said. Are the seniors here privileged? Because I see it all the time on the trains. I will see a kid, crowded train.
Yeah.
Kid is sitting in that seat that is reserved for the elderly or people who have a walking stick or whatever. Kid sitting there, school uniform, on a computer, doing homework. Elderly person is standing there going, don't know how to give out your seat.
Which is true.
And like I said, the kid has been in school all day. You do not have a walking stick. You're not hunched over. You got a little handbag in your hand. That's all you've got.
Yeah, but
Give
you
the kid a
don't.
break.
But you don't judge, though. I mean,
Give the kid a break.
The younger kid will have to wait for another seat. Those seats are allocated for older people and all that. This is just how it is.
I love, FD, all the senior citizens who are tuned in right now are cursing and swearing at FD.
No, I think
FD, don't spoil market.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I think if you really need the seat, just ask for it.
Exactly.
Right?
Don't
Yeah.
don't know how to give up.
This is clearly something he's seen, He goes around like this
I've seen
older
it
man
more
and he
than
looks
once.
around and he's like, oh, this old
I've
person.
seen it more than once. Even when I carry a cane. So I give 30 seconds. Even when I carry a cane.
Wow.
Even when I carry a cane, when my back first went.
Yeah.
Right? It's the kid that jumps out of the seat first, not the 30 or 40-year-old.
Okay. But maybe
So when that kid is doing homework, leave him alone.
But maybe the 30 or 40-year-old has a back issue as well. How would you know? I'm
That's
just
right.
saying. I'm
you
just
think
saying.
old people can have big back issues?
Yeah,
I'm sure.
everybody
True,
can.
but I think you can
Young
leave it
people
for that
can
kid.
as well.
Just leave it. For
Okay,
the
let's go to the
Okay, let's
Sorry.
continue this conversation on the Big Show TV. Here's Kygo for life on Kiss 92.
But I think what Michelle was saying was correct. Like, if you want the seat, ask for it. But our society, we don't ask.
No,
you know what I mean?
that's the thing.
We're not open like that.
It's like the eye power, right?
Yeah, just there. Like,
So we asked Michelle just now, her definition of kindness. What about our Jerry?
I already gave the definition,
See,
right? The
the-
desire to help another, not to gain reward or punishment. Yeah. So our motivator that is behind
Altruistic,
it.
right?
Yeah. So
Altruistic,
altruism, right? And we're talking about kindness because you remember the 5 pillars that I always harp on. Physical, intellectual, emotional, social, and spiritual.
yeah.
Where is kindness parked? Which pillar? do you think?
emotion. Wait, hold on. Let's give it to us
Feels like
again.
everything.
Physical, yeah.
Intellectual,
Yeah.
emotional,
What's the physical part,
spiritual, physical health, physical
This wellness, yeah.
Yes.
I thought there were 7 pillars. Is it 5?
Well, there are different other pillars, but easier to count with 5 fingers.
Okay, so
Okay.
Physical,
Physical,
intellectual,
intellectual, emotional,
emotional.
social, spiritual.
I
Which
would say
one?
all.
All except
Yes, it
physical.
is. It is.
But
Why
pick
you can
one
be
lah.
kind physically also?
I
what?
suppose
Yeah,
you
you
can.
can.
For your
Should
health,
be,
I mean.
yeah.
Yeah. If you're happy.
Social.
I would say all.
Social,
I would say emotional.
emotional. Emotional is the biggest one that is parked under. So kindness is parked in that pillar.
Yeah, I win.
Whoa.
I just want to say.
Oh, learning. Do you want another one?
No, Yan
No,
Yan
you
needs to
can
be
have mine.
kinder because they need to put more chocolate. Look, I'm left with 3 biscuits. Would you like some biscuits?
No, it's okay.
Okay, no, I don't want. Thanks.
She really whacked it, boy.
Yeah, she just.
So am I.
So much for your healthy breakfast every morning. We were just
this-
talking about it yesterday.
This is my
This
dessert.
is healthy.
This is my dessert.
This is emotionally healthy.
I'm
we
gonna
talk
drop a
about.
note today.
And say what? They need to put more chocolate in it.
You know, I used to work for Meiji.
Oh,
You
you're
used to,
sharing
seriously.
from Meiji,
I'm
right?
going to track the brand packaging because this
It looks
Oh,
different, right?
It's not meant
It's
to be,
not.
is it?
it's
I
supposed to
think-
be manufactured in Singapore if you buy the.
And what is this one?
This one says product of Malaysia. So.
There, you see.
Oopsie, yeah.
The comments we are getting on
Oopsie.
Facebook.
No wonder it's
are
$1
amazing.
only.
Okay, anyways, I'll just push on the motivator. So altruism, there are 3 different motivators. Empathic motivator. So you want to decrease the discomfort of the other person. So you see somebody in pain. You want to decrease the discomfort of the other person. But perhaps you're also decreasing the discomfort of yourself because you don't want to be uncomfortable looking at the other person in pain. So there's empathic motivator. Collectivism is when we help each other so that we can survive collectively. So that could be a motivator also. Okay, and then the last one is principlism. I think
Principalism?
Principalism? Is that
Oh, my.
that's my word of the day.
Yeah, you gotta
Principalism.
do this one. That was a good word of the day.
that's
Principlism.
me and my tongue. Anyways, so it's upholding morals.
Ah.
So if we see an unjust being done and we feel compelled to uphold that moral.
She's right. It's
But you see,
principalism.
that's where you get into
Principalism.
trouble.
It's
So
principalism.
many people don't get involved. If not, there'll be a big fight. That's why many people just kind of like back off. They're afraid to. Not everyone is going to stand up for something that they feel is an injustice.
I mean, I have done that before. I've sort of intervened when I've seen, especially women or children. Women getting bullied by men and stuff like that. I've done that, but nowadays in society, because everything goes up on phones,
Yeah.
everything is straight away. Oh, look at that person doing this. Look at that person doing that. Is that lessening our want to help?
That increases our bystander effect because there's more I want to survive. So if we
I'm looking after my don't get involved. I cannot get involved.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct. So that collectivism could be that I want to survive.
Then
if
how?
I
I mean-
participate, I cannot survive.
Then what do
That's
we
why
do?
we have
But you see, if you're not the
Yeah.
aggressor, you don't have to be scared. What? Everyone will go like, "Wow, angel."
No, I know, but I mean, sometimes you don't want the attention as well. I mean, you're just doing it because you're doing it. And some people are doing it because they want the attention as well. Do you know what I mean? They want to get involved because they want to appear wherever it is.
Of course.
But I mean, like, as you said, it enhances the bystander effect. How
It
can we
enhances.
sort of get that
Become
out of our head?
upstanders, right? That's why I talk about cyber kindness. So we're really injecting in the kids. How can you become upstanders when you see something like
Stand
this
up for
happen?
something.
Yes, yeah, stand up for what's right.
I think
Yeah.
kindness is contagious.
Yeah.
So we always say that kindness is contagious. You just need one person to come forward. Another person might come, then more might come.
like a
You
ripple
don't need
effect.
a
Effect of
lot of
kindness.
people. You can have more bystanders, but you just need a few to stand by you. So for example, if somebody not supposed to eat on the train but opens a pack of sweets, especially the little kids, they open a pack of M&Ms
Share.
or whatever. No,
Hungry,
so,
ma.
yeah, hungry, and they want that little sugar fix,
Yeah.
and it goes
Uh-oh.
all over the
Yeah.
floor. The kid is in shock.
Yeah.
So is the entire cabin. And then what are you going to do? Are you just going to stare at the
No,
student?
I will say something. I'll say,
Really?
don't worry, this is what the cleaners are for.
On the
It's just a
train in the
one-off.
canteen.
It's just a one-off thing. Right? Instead of the guy feeling bad, it's okay. Someone is going to clean it up later.
I think he's more afraid of the fine because he's not meant to be sitting on the train.
See, the fine is unkind. Okay, because people on the train
Yeah,
sometimes I feel like
punishment, true.
you're out working the whole day, especially going back home.
Sure,
Some people are
sure.
very hungry,
Yeah.
and they have a little snack in
Yeah,
their
for
bag
sure.
or whatever.
Sure.
It is, it's not wrong.
So what do we
You know what I
do?
mean?
Start picking up the sweets?
Yeah, why not? Just go forward.
Help the kid.
Help the kid. Pick up the sweet. You will realize people will start bending down to pick
Really?
up also.
Yeah.
Really? Or are they going to just say, wow, that guy's really nice when
No,
he's picking
I
up all
feel
the sweets.
I feel there might be
FD
that
won't
as
because it's
well.
got a bad back.
I've done it before.
And it works.
Yes.
And the
Good.
child?
Wow.
And the child started to bend down to
And
pick
pick
up
up
with
as well.
me. So both
Wow.
of us quietly, because I felt a bit embarrassed too, both of us just bowed our head and pick up. And I go, it's okay, sweetheart, it's fine. But there were others because the sweet started rolling down.
Rolling,
Right,
yes,
right,
yes.
So they don't even have to move their butt or stand up. Just bend down at their seat and
Yeah.
pick up whatever that is in front
of you,
them.
because if
That's
everyone
it.
does that,
It's
And
yeah.
then the
Okay.
next stop, bridal, and then suddenly there's a jerk and then you go flying as well.
Oh, she's so kind, right?
Very kind, very kind.
Very kind.
I'm glad we got to know Jerry. It's been, we've known Jerry for a few years right now.
Jerry has
No, more
spread
than
the
a few
kindness.
This kindness, I mean, I think it's great that the kindness movement is going into schools and running programs in schools, and I think that's very, very important. But at the end of the day, my belief is that kindness starts in your home.
Of course.
Because, and I see this all the time. You get into a lift, good morning. No one says anything,
That's the society.
You hold the lift open for someone?
no, thank
No,
you.
thank you.
Yeah.
It got so bad, and I think Glenn's heard this story before. My daughter would hold the lift open, no one said thank you. In a loud voice, she'd go, thank
You're
you very much.
Okay, wait. Going back on air. Who said thank you very much, your
Chloe.
daughter? Okay. Good morning, Singapore, and welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guests for today, Jerry and Michelle.
You know, Dr. Jerry and Michelle, we're talking about kindness, how we can be kinder and what we can do. And FD was just talking about how people don't respond when you say hello, especially in lifts.
Yep.
Yeah.
People
Never.
don't say thank you when you hold the doors open, and,
Yep.
or you're welcome, or whatever it is, and they hold a glass door open, and just as you're about to walk in, the door starts to close. They don't really care, right?
Yeah.
But are we doing it? Are we holding those doors open? Are we pulling those chairs out? Are we whatever it is we're doing? Are we looking for a thank you?
Wow.
Is that
it's
what-
the
is that what
selfish
we-
and the selfless question
Yeah.
all over again?
Because
right?
I've become so numb to people not saying
Yeah.
thank you.
I mean, it's
I
nice.
just
It's-
hold the door.
Yeah.
And what difference does it make to me?
You don't expect anything in
No,
return,
I don't.
right? Yeah.
Not
Same
anymore.
here.
Not anymore.
anymore,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because it's Singapore society. You go to the US, you go to Europe, people say thank you. Fine, I get my validation there. But I don't expect it anymore. Is that
So
how
are
we
we
should be?
expecting? So if kindness is not, trying to obtain any, reward or punishment, then we should not be expecting
Expecting it.
anything. But it is annoying, isn't it?
No, it is. But but I feel the less you expect, the less disappointed you are.
Correct.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
I
if
guess.
you are waiting for that thank you and
Yeah.
you don't get it, then you're like, oh.
Because, not everyone's brought up the way you've been brought
No,
up.
that's
the thing.
true. Yes.
Right,
Yeah.
Michelle?
Yes, that's right. Yeah. I mean, we all have different values that we hold more important at home, right?
Yeah.
But how can we promote, good neighborliness, like you said, in
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
gift stores, right?
Michelle, how
So
come
how-
before we used to talk about courtesy? These days we talk about kindness. Is it the same thing? Remember years ago there was
Courtesy
a courtesy
lion.
is for free.
Yeah.
Courtesy
The lion
is
is
for
still
you
here.
and me.
The lion is still here, yes.
Yeah.
Singer.
So I think
Singer lion.
Singer, the kindness lion. So I think it's more than just basic courtesies that we're looking at. Because courtesy could be, greeting someone,
Yeah.
holding
Saying
the lift
thank you.
door, saying thank you. Kindness has a broader umbrella of other values that includes showing consideration for someone else, appreciation and showing gratitude. I think that's a broader scope of, kindness.
So, like, courtesy is not giving money to someone who's begging. That's kindness.
Charity.
Oh, that's charity. Completely
Donating,
different.
That's
Yeah,
different,
giving
yeah.
money.
Okay,
yes.
okay.
Is there a difference between kindness and being nice?
I think being nice, it's like what Dr. Geraldine said, it's not about something, right? But whether being kind is more of the altruistic thing that you want to do because, you feel good doing good and you're just doing out of your own goodness of your heart.
Yeah, as you said, I mean, kindness is it's
Broad.
broader.
yeah.
But then if you talk about courtesy, being courteous, like what you just mentioned, I think that's more courtesy than anything.
Yeah, that's true. The thank yous
Do you
and
think?
all that.
Do you think children and people in general will kind of like feel like if you talk about being courteous, is it easier to define and
It's
to
easier to
understand?
translate
Kind,
because you
yeah.
see
Yeah.
that act itself when they're doing it, right?
Correct.
They smile, they say thank you.
And ultimately, that's what we are looking for.
Correct.
Okay. I just want one question before we head back to the Big Show TV. Is being kind or nice to make ourselves feel better? Is being kind...
People always ask, right? What is it in me for being
What's the
kind?
point of doing it? Yeah.
It's for yourself.
So it is for
triggers
yourself.
The positive, happy hormones, right?
Yes.
Oxytocin and things like that.
Yes.
It actually makes you feel good, right? Every time you do a kind act, and there's a ripple effect. Today
Yeah.
she decides to buy a pack of yen just for you, and then
But
she
it makes
translates it
us
to the
happy.
teacher. It makes
Yeah.
you happy, and then you're gonna start your day happy today.
So it's
So I
both-
think the kindness, being nice, altruism is that concept. Being courteous, being gracious, being charitable, showing gratitude are actions. So those are behavior. So there's this intent, there's this mindset, and then there's the behavior also. And why are we talking about kindness on Therapy Tuesday? Is because being kind, actually, research shows that when you do all these acts of kindness, it decreases the depression, anxiety,
Stress levels.
yeah.
You always say so stressed, right? Not enough time.
Correct.
But actually, if you're
Correct.
kind, you actually slow yourself down. You create this happy hormones, and it translates.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So there are research.
Right.
that
So the
shows.
Singapore Kindness Movement is around because I think, and you've got the support of the government as well, because I think we know as the years go on, things will become a little bit more stressful in this country. And so it is a good reminder to everyone to kind of like slow down and be kinder
kind, yeah.
to
Be
each
more
other
considerate,
and
yeah.
understand each other's situation as well. Okay, up next, Nick Jonas. This is Jealous on Kiss 92.
So what can we do, Michelle, to spread kindness, to be kinder, to let other people know,
Yeah.
and to
And
help
what's coming
others?
up.
Yeah,
I think
and
just
what's
simple
coming up.
things like smiling, it doesn't take a lot to just look up from your phone and just smile and acknowledge the people around you. Simple things when you wake up in the morning, in the lift door. Even if you don't know how to say hi or jiak pa boy, have you had breakfast? I think that's simple things that actually, gets people connected. The first thing is the human connection.
Yeah.
Of course, I think kindness to self is important, right? We all talk about mental well-being. How do we be kind to ourselves? So maybe, starting off with yourself first. So if you cannot be kind to yourself, you can't be kind to others, right?
Yeah, and you don't have to feel shy to be extremely kind to yourself, because really, when you feel very good about yourself, that's when you kind of like
It
find it
emanates from
easier
you.
to open up to
Yeah.
others and be kind to
But
them
that's
as well.
that's the operative word.
Yeah.
Shy. We are not
We're
only a
conservative-
conservative,
shy.
well, not only conservative, we are a very shy society. I feel, and that could be one of the biggest problems.
But I think we're becoming less shy.
Yes,
Yeah.
youth
The young
The
ones,
young ones, yeah, and the young
Yeah.
ones are the future,
They are
right?
the
Just
future.
tuck all the old people in the back
Yeah.
of the cupboard and like forget about them or something. But but no, you know
Love
what I mean.
yourself.
I say that with the
I'm
most
68. I'll go now.
We've got a storage room over
I
there.
thought you're 69.
68. Stop making him older. Turning 68.
So going back to what Angel was asking, is it for the self or for others? I think it's for both. If it doesn't start with ourselves, then how can we radiate? How can we show it to other people?
So it's both selfish
we-
and selfless
we
at the same
should,
time, right?
And I use selfish in a very neutral way to look after the self. We always use that, right? Like in the aircraft, if the oxygen drops, you do
Help yourself first,
for yourself before you help someone else. You know.
I remember my mom is an English teacher, so I remember one of her English books. There was just a little statement, I can't even remember the whole gist of it, but smile at the stranger across the road or any stranger in another car. Because if you know the person will smile back. if you don't know the person, it's going to change their day, and they're going to constantly be thinking, "Who was that last person who smiled at me?"
Who's that girl? Who's that girl? That girl's trying to hit on me.
It could be anyone at all.
Different
but
when you do it and FD does it.
Yeah, it depends on how FD smiles as well.
Yes, just make sure I've got my false teeth in, and then I smile.
Does it come with a wink or does it not? So
The thing is, funny enough, FD will be the one winking. Actually.
Right?
Yeah, he's a winker.
I know.
but that stuck with me because I've tried to do that wherever I go. Like if somebody responds, I just smile and they'll think to themselves, "Oh, do I know that person?" And then it's just a positive thing to have in your head going through the day. I feel,
Yeah, that girl's teasing me.
Stop it, Glenn.
You always change.
One day we should just have an all girls thing. We'll remove the guys and put them outside, and then it's
Good
just be the
idea.
girls that talk.
I would love to see how that turns out.
Dr. Jerry said, "Good idea." Did you hear
It
that?
is a good idea.
Yeah, and I have a little.
She's got
word.
more.
Yeah, I've got SKM cards.
Oh, okay, great.
Yes,
so cute.
SKM cards.
We
So-
had those at your 10th anniversary.
Yes,
Yes.
and so you know what to do actually.
Oh,
Sherry's
no.
always giving us stuff. No,
I don't know what
Yeah,
to do.
I
So
know.
nice. The last time he gave me condoms.
She did actually.
Oh, take one.
And baby oil.
Pass on, and baby oil.
Take one and
Condoms and baby oil.
Funny
Both
enough,
is true.
are we on the Big Show or the Big Show TV?
TV.
TV.
Yeah, funny enough, the wife said, "Where do you get the condoms?" I'm serious. I'm like, Jerry.
She's like, "Why is another woman giving you condoms?"
Did she watch the show afterwards?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay, so what are we doing here?
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
we were
yeah.
talking about kindness starts
Yes.
with ourselves, right?
Kindness
And-
starts, yeah.
Yeah, it starts with ourselves. And we often forget to be grateful to ourselves. So this is for the listeners, for all of us to do and see if we can practice it. Maybe daily, weekly, if you can't weekly. Something that you're grateful towards yourself for.
Oh, okay.
Hey, this is the
The
Ministry
building.
of Communications
Yes.
building.
Yes.
Yes.
The old fire station.
Oh, Josephine Teo, are you watching?
It's the old fire station. We all got the same.
We all got the same one.
Minister Teo? Oh, what?
Maxwell
Yeah,
Road
yeah,
Fire
it's the same.
Station, right?
No, Hill Street.
Hill Street Fire
Yes.
Station, you're right.
Yeah. Andre and myself went for lunch, hosted by Minister Josephine.
Oh.
So
right,
what
yeah.
we're grateful for?
To ourselves.
To ourselves. How many do we have to write? Just one? Oh, okay.
Just one. Sometimes it's not as
Oh,
easy.
gotta write something. Sorry, what again?
Yeah. Glenn is the
Problem
I'm
with
the
listening.
worst kind of student, really. Horrible. Okay,
Draw. You can
What
have
are
to
you
draw.
grateful
yeah,
to yourself for?
I'm still trying to understand that one.
yeah. I mean, what?
You're writing to yourself. So, dear FD,
Okay,
I
maybe
think
I'm
you're
not articulating it quite right. I'm going to get the kindness
Yeah.
expert here. Do you understand what
Okay,
I'm
you
asking?
can just write a gratitude message to yourself.
Write a gratitude message. to yourself.
Write a gratitude message to yourself. That was easy.
I'm 68 years old. I've never done that in my life.
Yeah?
Really?
Okay.
No, never.
Please try.
Yeah.
I love how it is so quiet.
Right?
And yeah,
Funny, right? Radio show. All of a
everyone
sudden,
is-
everyone's just keeping quiet.
Yeah.
But this is the Big Show and the Big Show TV for you. This is what happens.
They are all very studious today. Shy.
Speaking of music, SKM actually launched a Be Greater music song, music video that won a PCRA Awards. If you could find it, it's by
On
Will
YouTube.
Smith.
By who? Will Smith.
So Will, because he's on a wheelchair. Have you heard
Oh,
of him?
Will.
Daniel Botton.
Oh, yeah.
What's his name?
Willie.
Daniel
Will's-
Botton, Will Smith.
Will
His-
Smith. Because
his-
he's on a wheelchair.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, I
I
haven't.
think I may be following him
He's
on
really
Instagram,
good.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he wrote a song for us
Can you look
last
for
year.
it, Cheyenne?
It says
Okay.
Be Greater. Yeah.
Okay. Of course, I'm going to change my mind in a while. Oh, damn. I need another postcard. I changed my mind. No.
You know, this is like such a tough piece of work for everyone. Oh my God. We're going to do it on the radio. Okay. Red card.
Okay.
It'll be excellent.
We're going to go on air and reveal it, right? G-Idol with Queen Card right here on Kiss 92. All the great songs in one place. It's Glenn Angel and the Flying Dutchman. Our guests for today from the Singapore Kindness Movement, we've got Michelle Tay as well as Dr. Geraldine Tan from the Therapy Room. Okay, so
Yes.
Jerry, explain to everyone what you've made us do.
A gratitude. So thank you, Michelle, for simplifying my very confusing and convoluted instruction. A gratitude note to yourself. Yes.
I'm still writing.
Oh, wow. Okay. FD can go first, I suppose.
No,
Shall I
you
go?
can
Shall I
first.
go?
Yeah.
Shall I go?
Yeah.
Thank you, Glenn Ong. Oh, no, okay. I didn't exactly write
That's
that.
all?
Thank you. This is to me. Thank you for living the let go life.
Okay.
Interesting. Let go. What does let go mean?
Means I do everything I want. It's like
That means
just,
he knows
just
how to let
relaxing.
go, yeah.
So I don't think too much. I just go with the flow. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. FD?
You're the best that you can be. You've achieved all through your belief in yourself. Today is today. Tomorrow is a new beginning. Well done.
Okay.
Very
hey-
long, no, I didn't get it.
Yeah, mine's even longer. Hey, Angel, well done for waking up early every day to join a team I love for 4 hours before moving on to the rest of my beautiful life in a well-kept home that's warm with love and laughter with my family.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a
He
good
got
one.
lost. Glenn wants to go again.
I feel inadequate. It's like,
Well, you're sitting next to me, so it's okay.
Michelle, do you want to go?
Wow. Oh, I caught that one. That was a good one.
I didn't catch
It's okay. Can't be repeated.
are you competing with me again?
No, never.
Brilliant.
Michelle?
Mine's very simple. I just thank you for remembering to eat and sleep.
Oh,
There you
okay.
go.
Almost the
Nice
same.
and
Yeah,
easy.
yeah, yeah.
It's okay, yeah.
Cheyenne.
Wrap up on it. No, what?
Oh, she didn't write.
She's like, I'm grateful for you guys wrapping up on air.
Yeah,
When I tell you to.
Like, make my life easy
Okay,
easy today.
Cheyenne will submit hers next week when
Yeah.
we're on the show again.
There you
Okay,
go. Yeah, but
any-
that's a great exercise to do today. What are you grateful for?
Yeah, think about it, folks, and perhaps jot it down on a piece of paper or something like
put
that.
it on
Could be
Instagram.
anything, okay? Can
Yeah,
be anything.
anything at
It's
all.
just like you guys said a few months ago that I should start a diary.
Yeah.
I
As you-
didn't start a diary. I started a thought a day.
Okay, that's a
Nice.
nice one. Yeah, that's great.
Started a thought
That's
a
That's
day.
great. Yeah,
That's good.
It's a start.
It's a start. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Jerry, any last words, as
Yep.
always?
Yep. So I try to get this name right. Sophocles. Sophocles says, "For kindness begets kindness evermore, but he from whose mind fades the memory of benefits, noble is he no more."
Is he Greek?
Yes.
Yeah, he would have been Greek.
Sophocles.
Yeah, because the Greeks can't say anything in 4 words.
Okay.
Cannot. They need a lot of words to say anything.
Thank you, Dr. Jerry. Michelle, thank you so
you.
much for spreading kindness on the
Thank
big
you.
show.
Thank you so much. We've been speaking to, from the Therapy Room, Dr. Geraldine Tan, as well as the Director for Programs at the Singapore Kindness Movement, Michelle Tay. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.